So, you have PCOS and, like most of us, you've been prescribed metformin due to your insulin resistance. Now, let me tell you what the side effects are. Now, before I'm going to go into the side effects of metformin, let me know in the comments, are you already using metformin? And if yes, what kind of side effects did you have? And also make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I do a lot of videos in similar subjects. So let's go through metformin. If you haven't seen my video about 5 natural alternatives to metformin, make sure you check that playlist and check the playlist about insulin resistance that talks about insulin resistance and how to reverse it naturally. But if you have already watched those videos and you decided to still go with metformin, these are the side effects that you might want to take under consideration, maybe expect, so you can act quickly in case they appear. So there are a few serious side effects that I'm going to talk about before I go to the most common ones. So first one is lactic acidosis. Lactic acidosis is connected very often to too low blood sugars, if you correct me if I'm wrong, and when you have actually too much ketones in your body, that ends up being toxic. So the first very serious symptom is lactic acidosis. That also is very common for people taking insulin when they are diabetic, for example. I don't want to go to technical details because I'm afraid that I'm going to say something wrong, but this is life-threatening condition, and if you get lactic acidosis, you know it can be fatal. So you definitely have to go to emergency room in that case. So this is basically what if the medication is going to work too strong and lower your insulin and your blood sugar levels too low, and that is creating all different imbalance in the body. The other thing can be anemia. So metformin is actually causing B12 vitamin deficiency, so you definitely will have to supplement with that, even if you are a meat eater. So lower levels of B12 of course can cause anemia and an array of other symptoms connected to that. And another thing is hypoglycemia, so it's very, very low blood sugar level. And it can cause weakness as well. Now let me go back to lactic acidosis and tell you the symptoms associated with that. So if you ever have something like extreme tiredness, weakness, a decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, trouble breathing, dizziness, lightheadedness, a fast or slow heart rate, muscle pains, feeling cold, flushing or sudden reddening and warmth of your skin, or stomach pain with any of those other symptoms, this is something to definitely keep an eye on, because it can turn into something much more serious. Now, if you have anemia, it's again lightheadedness, dizziness, tiredness, and so on and so forth. And hypoglycemia with metformin very often happens if you combine metformin with excessive alcohol intake, with excessive exercise, a poor diet, and other pre-diabetic or diabetic medication, because hypoglycemia happens when we lower our blood sugars and our insulin levels too low. What I noticed in most PCOS forums, and the little list that I created, the most of the symptoms that happen the most are usually diarrhea, constipation a little bit more rare, but diarrhea was something that people reported the most, and all sorts of stomach cramping connected to that, maybe nausea and stuff like that. And if you're going to do a little bit research, you will see that many women, actually real women, that's why I like following these forums, say that it's very, very important never to take it on an empty stomach and combine it with specific meals. So make sure that you actually maybe subscribe to some of those groups. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I just find it as a valuable source of community information. And many women usually have nausea and diarrhea, but metformin can cause all of those problems that taking very, very serious diabetic medication can cause as well, because our blood sugar levels are very, very important, and they influence our whole energy metabolism in our body. So I am always a proponent of natural medication instead, and for example supplement like berberine has been very, very successful, has been actually in some of the scientific studies shown to be equally successful as metformin with much less side effects. So make sure that you see 5 natural alternatives to metformin Let me know if you want me to make any further videos about, I don't know, berberine, for example, inositol and stuff like that, that might actually help you level your insulin levels, and check my insulin resistance playlist. And let me know in the comments, are you already on metformin? If yes, what side effects did you have? How did you feel on it? Did you notice any success with weight loss, or maybe other symptoms like acne, and so on and so forth? And make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell to be notified about my future videos. And I will see you very soon. Bye.